Hey guys, today I'm going to try to make a birdhouse out of this scrap piece of 4.5 by 3.5 skid wood. I'm going to do most of it on the bandsaw. Alright, keep on watching. Okay, so what I want to do, this thing's already got a rough cut in it here, as you can see right here. So I'm going to use that as a roof line. Well, I'm going to straighten it out a little bit anyway. Let's go. I'm going to make a cut there. I'm going to go in about a 1/2 inch. I'm going to draw that. Right there you can see. Those are going to be my lines. Right here, that's going to be my roof. And now I'm going to make the roof go this way too. So I'm going to do another line. I'm going to draw a 1/2 inch. I'm not doing nothing too fancy here. And there's my 1/2 inch line. So I'm going to have, I guess you would call that what they call a salt and pepper style roof. And I'm also going to square this bottom up. I take a cut off of that. And I'm going to want my bottom to be a 1/2 inch thick. So I'm going to measure a 1/2 inch off that line that I just drew. Half inch, and draw another line. And there you go. See my lines now. You got them here, and you got them here. I'm going to go over to the bandsaw, and I'm going to cut those pieces out. All right, let's head over there. I just cut the bottom off. I forgot to record it. There you go. Now I'm going to start cutting the top. No, first I'm going to cut this off. Alright. Now I'll start cutting this line here. Now I'm going to cut this line, and that'll give us our top. Okay, this is our top. This is going to be our birdhouse now. Now I have to cut out the inside of it. I'm going to go over to the bench, draw it out, and we'll go from there. Okay, now you can see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make this look like it's going to be one piece, okay? Here's our top. See that? And there's our bottom, 1/2 inch bottom. Now I'm going to take and mark 3/8, 1/2 inch in from every edge. And I'm going to take it on the bandsaw, and I'm going to cut that inside section out. It's going to take a lot of tricky cutting in there to do that. But when I'm done, I will have the whole inside opened up to make the birdhouse. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this, and I'll turn the camera back on, show you what I got. Okay, there you can see I've got it outlined where I want to cut. I'm going to cut here, 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 and here. Now this is going to be the front of the birdhouse, so I'm going to make my entry cut right here, all the way down here. And then I'm going to bring it around, cut all this out. Okay, now here's what we got so far. We got our box. Still looks like all one piece, don't it? That's pretty cool. Alright, we're going to take the top off. Here's the top. Take the side off. And here's the bottom. So right now what I'm going to do is where my saw cut was, I'm going to put some glue in there, and I'm going to clamp it together. Now when I glue, I always have my paper towel here, and I got my water here for any squeeze out that's in there. Just put a little bit in there. Right down the edge like that. And then I'm going to squeeze it together. Trying to keep everything as even as I can. And I'm just going to clamp it together. Just like that. And any glue squeeze out that you have, just take your wet paper towel. Just like that. And wipe that squeeze out. Just wipe it out. We're going to spray any kind of varnish on there or some kind of protection. It's not going to show that glue. I'm going to end up sanding mine a little bit anyway before I'm done. Okay, now we have a 4x4 or 3.5 by 4.5, and you can't see any seams on it. It looks cool as heck. Well, I'm going to let this glue dry overnight because it's about 6:10 right now, and if I give it another half hour, it's going to be close to my bedtime. I go to bed early. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Okay, I've got it clamped together. I went and took the clamps off the side, and I went and glued the top on, okay? clamp off. Take the clamp off there. And now you can see that the roof is all on and everything. So now what I want to do, you can see the bottom, is I'm going to attach the bottom onto here. I'm going to pre-drill a couple holes in here, one here and one here. That way I can clean the birdhouse out once in a while, or whoever has this can clean it out. So that'll be our next step. Okay, so I'm going to clamp the bottom of the birdhouse right like that before I pre-drill it in position where I want it. Okay, now I've got a drill that's just a smaller size than what I want for the screw. I'm going to pretty close to the side. And I'm going to go right through into the birdhouse itself. I'm going to do the same on the other side. There you can see it better. Now the walls on the birdhouse are so thin, you have to worry about cracking it a little bit. Okay, that went pretty good. I got the screw. I'm going to drive that in there. Hopefully it doesn't crack the wood. Here we go. Now you can just glue the bottom on if you want, but I know a lot of people like to clean their birdhouses out once a year. Particularly me, I have never cleaned a birdhouse out and the birds just keep coming back. Okay, now those are stainless steel screws, so they're not going to rust. And there you go. So now we got the top, the bottom. Now what I have to do is put the hole in here, and that will be our next step. So when I put the hole in, what I'm going to want to do is add a piece right in here before I put the hole in. So I'm going to make this piece for this birdhouse right here. I'm going to drill the hole in it, and I'm going to pick that hole up and go right through into this one, and that'll give the birdies a nice little entrance. Okay, here's the rest of that piece of wood that I made the birdhouse out of. I'm just going to, there's no particular measurement you have to use. Just make it like a 1/2 inch for the opening. So I'm going to take that over on the bandsaw. I'm going to cut that off, and then I'm going to trim it down to a smaller opening for the bird hole to be right in there. Again, no particular measurement. I'm just going to go in about a 1/2 inch on each side. Same here, cut it down to the size you want. Nothing too particular there. There we go. I'm going to wind up putting my hole right in here. hole bluebirds like, 1.5 inch hole, and any other bird will go into that. But if you go too small, a bluebird won't use it. So I'm giving every bird a chance by going with the 1.5 inch hole. Now I've clamped down my front piece. And now I'm going to go ahead, and again, you don't have to measure anything, it's just rough. I'm going to start drilling my hole. My hole saws might be a little bit dull. They've been used for years. We're getting there. There we go. Oh, no, that's all right. No big deal. I'm okay. I'm not hurt. Okay, there's our opening. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a little bit of glue. I'm going to stick it on there where I want. You can turn it any way you want. Okay? And then I'm going to do some little brad nailing on there. But first, I might take it over to belt sander and smooth all this out a little bit before I install this. You can leave as much of the roughness of the 4x4 as you want. I prefer to leave a little bit on there. Makes it look pretty cool, I think. So there you go. Okay, now we're going to go back and we're going to start putting our front door on for little birdies. Okay, so now I'm going to glue on our front. You can put it this way if you want. Okay. You can put it this way if you want. You can put it any way you want. That's what makes building birdhouses fun. So what we're going to do, use my Titebond. Squirt a little bit on there. Put it any position you want. I'm going to keep mine up there high. Take about like that. I got my brad nails in here. I'm just going to give it a couple brad nails. Just 2. That's all I'm going to need because I got it glued down. There you go. Now I'm thinking, I had this little scrap piece of wood laying around. That might make a neat little awning. You can use whatever you want, like I said. How about something like that? That'd be a neat little awning too. But we'll see. We'll see what I'm going to do. I might just put a flat piece around here. But first, I'm going to drill that hole in there. Okay, here we go. Hang on tight to this. So you might want to clamp that down, put it in a vise or whatever. There we go. Just like that. I'm going to work on putting a little awning piece up here. So I decided to go with this very thin piece of scrap wood that I had, and that's going to be my awning. So I'm just going to put a little glue right on the top. Take your piece. Just like that. Looks pretty cool. I'm going to put a couple brad nails in it. Hold it in place. 1. 2. There we go. Now you got a little awning. You got a 4x4 birdhouse. I'm going to put a little hanger on the back right here. And then we will be basically done with it. And I'll have 2 little birdhouses out of a scrap piece of wood. Okay, the hangers that I'm going to use are right here. These are heavy duty D-rings. Can you get that? Okay, you can get these. I get them online. These are what I use to hang my flags. They come with the screws and everything. Real simple to install. Just hold right there. And these will hang, I like to use a roofing nail because the roofing nail has the big head on it and they'll hang right over the top of them. Basically, that's it. I don't pre-drill these holes. They'll go right on in. One. I got two of them that I put in there. Pardon me. Shaky hands. There you go. Now you got your hanger. It'll hang right up against the tree. Once you hang it up, just like that. You can put whatever finish you want on them. Hey, check out my other videos, my flags and everything. Subscribe if you like this. Fun project. I might try to make a birdhouse out of a tree branch in a little bit. So if I do, you'll see it. All right, guys. Have a great day and good Christmas.